Yes, I'd like to give you a warm welcome to the Radio Shack of KF7KGK. This here is a power supply made by Alinco. It's a DM330MV. It is a very stable power supply. I've had it for nearly a year. I have enjoyed its reliability, and it's a little bit of a powerhouse here in the Radio Shack. It presently gives power to 3 items here inside the shack. Most of the power is utilized on the rear of the power supply, and it does have a set of 2 terminals on the front, on the lower left side, that you could quickly plug in and power up. And then directly above that you'll see a plastic cover for a cigarette lighter socket, where you are able to plug in a various different types of accessories that you use in your car. You could power it here. Over on the upper right side you'll see a 2 knobs. There's an outer knob and an inner knob. The outer knob is to take care of voltage adjustment, and the inside one is for a noise offset, in case your power supply is causing noise on your transmissions or receiving. I've never had to use it. It's such a quiet, well-made device. I highly recommend it for your shack should you need one. Okay, directly above my Alinco power supply is my Yaesu FT7900R. This radio is a pleasure to operate, for the simple fact that the ease of operation, its performance, and that it's very rugged in design. It's also small and compact, so it goes very well inside your vehicle. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room, and it is an absolute pleasure. I consistently receive really good radio reports on how well this 7900 operates. I would definitely highly recommend this as an addition to your Radio Shack or your vehicle. Well, leaving the Yaesu FT7900R, we come over to my Uniden Bearcat. It's a Trunk Tracker 3, or just the BCT8 model. This is an absolute pleasure to own and to use and to operate. The one thing that really was sweet was, upon opening it out of the box, plug it into the wall, turn it on, and then tell the software what state you're in. All of the frequencies for your police, for DOT, different types of services, are all pre-programmed in this unit. And it also has trunk tracking. If you don't know what that is, because of the constraints on time on the video, I would recommend looking into that, and you'd have a better understanding of what this unit can do. It's also great to have it in your car, because within 1 to 3 miles, if a highway patrolman is in the vicinity and he happens to key up his radio, you will know it. If you see over on the left side, there's two knobs, one for adjusting the volume, the other one for squelch. Well, in between that, you'll see a red light. That red light flashes, as well as an audible alarm. You can turn them off and do whatever you want with them, but they will let you know that an officer's in the area, and I hear it happen quite often just here in the house. So it's quite handy, and I could spend a great deal of time on this radio, but it is quite a pleasure to own. W7BBQ was the one that gave me the tip on this one, and again, this is another unit I would highly recommend for you in your Radio Shack or in your vehicle. Okay, another addition directly below my Diamond SX600 is my HR 2600 made by President. This is a 10 meter radio. It can go FM, AM, upper sideband, lower sideband, and it can do CW as well. I've only had a few QSOs on it, on local ones. I have yet to have any long distance ones. The 10 meter seems to be quite quiet the last several weeks, but it's definitely a sweet addition to the Radio Shack, and it's a pleasurable radio to own and operate. Just giving you this shot here to see how I've configured my Radio Shack on one side of the room on my computer desk, so that I can get to the phone if need be, or handle incoming calls. I really like how this setup has worked. If you also notice down below the Alinco power supply, you'll see two external speakers. The far left one is used for the 7900, and the Bearcat speaker is obviously used for the Uniden Bearcat trunk tracker. Also on the upper left of the screen, you'll see another Uniden external speaker just above my monitor, and it is permanently attached to the desk. It is the external speaker for the President HR 2600. When I was really into 11 meter, or known as the CB, this was my absolute pride and joy of a base station to own. The only thing that it doesn't do is sideband, but I've got some great stories about how well this radio performed. Obviously it was connected up to some very nice coax and antenna system, but this radio is over 30 years old, and other than a few lights being replaced here and there, it has been a trouble-free unit. And this is also the base station that I've used, that power mic that I previously showed you. Up on top you'll see that external speaker that came stock with the radio, and also over to the left you'll see a handheld that's very tall. That is a 3-channel TRC 206. It's a 3-watt 3-channel. You have to change if you want different channels, you have to buy crystals to change it, and it only holds 3 at a time. And I presently will be using that as a backup system for the ERC net in our stake and ward. Earlier I'd mentioned that we'd pulled some radios out of storage, and here in my inside the Radio Shack stored away in our cabinet, I have there at the bottom a pair of Uniden FMR 850Ts made by Uniden. They are 900 megahertz radios. They're kind of dinosaurs right now, and probably totally worthless, but I paid $1,100 per rig. $1,100 per rig. And shamefully probably not able to use them for anything right now, but I need to do some more research. but I'm not going to throw them away, that's for sure. Then the next radio up there is another 11 meter. It's a Cobra 29 LTD, and it's got a lot of bells and whistles on it. That was the best mobile radio I had ever owned, and I definitely will hold on to it. The Cobra 25 LTD is sitting right above it, and that one is for sale. And first one that comes in with the right amount of cash, that one will be theirs. I've run tests on it, and it's working just fine. This is another scanner that I have here in my Radio Shack. This rig has got a lot of history. It was used for years before I even owned my tow truck business, but this radio that you're seeing here also rode around with me in my tow truck for many years of service. It is a Realistic Pro 2020. It's a 20 channel programmable radio, and still gives me great service today. Obviously it doesn't scan as quickly as today's the Uniden we saw earlier. It can do on Hyperscan can do 300 frequencies a minute, so that's pretty fast. It's my Realistic Pro 53. This is a radio about 30 plus years old, probably around 36. It was my very first scanner that I ever purchased, and it's not a programmable. You have to buy crystals for each frequency that you want to listen to, and then you can only listen to 8 at a time. But it did serve its purposes, and it does have one nice advantage. You can plug in a nice set of headphones into it, so you don't bother those around you. It's been a great radio. It's starting to show its age, but it's had a great number of years of use. Okay, last but not least, we're in my customized van that's set up for my power chair, and Repeater wanted to take part in this. This is my Yaesu FT7900R inside the van, and you can see how it just sits snugly there in the console, and this radio performs just as well as the one in the base station, and it's the exact same operations. It's just as easy to use.